Bully me at the bus stop? You can stop getting on the bus then. This happened well over 10 years ago, but every so often I remember it and smile because it's a nice memory to me, no matter how fuzzy the details are. A bit of backstory. I went to a school that was over 3.5 miles from my house. Since it was the only school with a gifted program, I think my mom didn't drive me to school because of her job at the time, but there was a bus stop to get to my school at the other school that was a little under a mile from my house. So every morning she would get me ready. Then we'd get in her car and drive to the bus stop. I'd get out to wait for the bus and she'd leave when the bus came. Here's where the story starts. Finally, at the time of this story, probably second grade, I was on horrible terms with a girl in my class. I forget who bullied who, but eventually we made up, enter her older brother and his friend. I think they were in 6th grade. I remember them being significantly taller than me. I have no idea why, but one day they decided that every day at the bus stop, while we were waiting for the bus or our rides, they were going to bully me. It started out kind of small, calling me names regarding my weight, calling me weird, etc. I've always been obese. I'll admit it. I was also autistic, but I wouldn't be diagnosed for a few more years. Despite my mom fighting for a diagnosis. Since I was in any sort of schooling. What they said hurt me, but I never showed it. And then it escalated. It had probably been a few months by this point and they hadn't stopped the bullying. It was another afternoon and I was waiting for my mom, trying to ignore them, smashing berries from the bush beside the school doors with my fingers. I don't know what sparked it, but I heard laughing as the brother of the girl I previously had issues with grabbed onto one of the pillars and pretended as if he was being sucked in by something. That something was me. He said she has her own gravitational pull and some other things that implied I was as big as a planet. His friend had joined in at this point. I tried to hold it together, but I couldn't. I cried in silence, and when my mom pulled up and I got in the car, she asked me what was wrong and I completely broke. I explained through sobs that the boys who were still at the bus stop were bullying me, and I like to imagine that this made my mom see red. Things are a bit fuzzy from here. But I believe my mom called the bus garage and bus coordinator person told them the situation in a few days. Later, the boys stopped showing up at the bus stop. I forget who told me, but I found out that she had managed to get them kicked off the bus for the rest of the year. From then on, I looked up to my mom more than I had before. And I felt so much closer to her. Sadly, she's not here. Help me anymore. But now I can stand up for myself without her help. Rest in peace, Mom.